Yeah, but y'all down that's like, PD hoes rise, and they rise again. From the front line to leading mates and friends. Oh, this is your season, time to take a stand. Hey, hero makers, legends, spreading across the land. It's your roof from Tassie, bouncing like a kid at a bunning sausage sizzle on a Saturday morn. Season 3's lit, laptop lifestyle, dad show, Hero Makers. Season is born from AI funnels to social selling grit. Now it's hero making time. Strap in, this is it, yo. I've hopped Tokyo's back streets, cop the LA glow, bringing yarns from the road, mate. Watch the wisdom flow from the kitchen bench, hustle to the big global stage. We're handing you the keys, now it's time to turn the page. Watch you heroes rise, and they rise again. From the front line to leading mates and friends. Oh, this is your season, time to take a stand. Hero makers, been spreading across the land. I'm the pumped up platypus from sunny QA, more bounce than a kid who spotted the ice cream van. You see, two Wizzy dads, mate, bringing boom source seed, helping legends step up, take the driver's seat. We're not just here to yabba raw, spin ya a line. We're handing you the mic so your voice can shine. From Tassie to Tokyo, Goldie to Perth, hero makers worldwide, lifting leaders of worth. Jeff Rules got the coffee double shot, mate, I'm wide. They platypus at the pool party, still floating our tide. Jeff from barbecues to boardrooms, we bring the yarns and the tools, helping legends lead strong and break all the rules. See heroes rise, then they rise again. From the front line to leading mates and friends. This is your season, time to take a stand. Hero makers, legends, spreading across the land. Grab your brew, your notepad, and your crew. It's the laptop lifestyle dad show. Hero Maker season, bringing heroes out of you. Patty the Roo, platypus bringing the tricks. Hero Makers podcast, your daily boom source fix. Then they rise again. Hey, from the front line to leading mates and friends. Oh, this is your season, time to take a stand. Hey, Hero Makers, legends, spreading across the land. Heroes rise, then they rise again. From the front line to leading mates and friends. Oh, this is your season, time to take a stand. Hey, Hero Makers, legends, spreading across the land.
All right. G'day, legends. Welcome back to the Laptop Lifestyle Dad Show. I know we took a little break there as we transitioned from season 2 into season 3. Hey, my name's Jeff Ross. I'm your host today, and today's going to be a big one because we're kicking off season 3 with a bang. And this season's all about the hero makers. Now, what is a hero maker? Well, it's quite simple. A hero maker is someone who doesn't just lead for themselves. They create leaders who create leaders. And that's exactly what this season is all about. Learning from expert leaders from around the world, change makers alike, who are out there multiplying their impact, scaling influence, and leaving a legacy. Hey, I'm not flying solo with this one. Every now and then I'm going to bring my mate Dave Miller up here to help me co-host, and he's here today to help me to kick this one off. Dave and I will be tag teaming throughout this season. Sometimes I'll be leading the interviews. Sometimes Dave will jump in and co-host with me. And sometimes we'll just be both here grilling our guests together. Not actually on the barbecue, but, actually having a really awesome conversation. It's going to be it's going to be raw. It's going to be a packed-filled season with loads of wisdom. So Dave, welcome to the show, legend. Excited to be kicking this one off with you. Let's get into it, shall we?
Let's do it. The background noise and all.
Why not?
Excited to
raw.
be.
This is raw. This is unfiltered. This is the Laptop Lifestyle Dad Show, right? And so this is all about two dads, two Aussie dads at that, showing up and doing life and business together. So Dave, you've been jamming together with me now for a few years. But those who don't know you yet, can you give our audience a bit of a quick snapshot of who Dave Miller is and the kind of work that you're doing?
Well, I'm a 57-year-old male, obviously, from Australia. I'm currently residing in central Queensland, Australia. a father of, well, 5 kids, 3 of my own and 2 ring-ins, I guess, as we'd say here in Australia. Love them all equally. And, I specialize really in, I guess, teaching people, getting people to leverage AI and helping them use AI to amplify their voice, I guess, as we did in our
Yeah.
training not so long ago. Basically, helping them to humanize it, not be scared of it, and you know, as I said, work with it, and don't be afraid that it's going to, overtake the world. I guess probably
Yeah.
the
I
biggest
love
thing. But
that.
I guess in this community, I just, love being able to serve and do what we're doing together, and what we're building together. The HeroMakers community is just amazing. Yeah, just love the, I guess, pressure that I've been put under the last over the last month or so to, for that forced growth. So it's been amazing, and it's good for me, good for my heart, good for my soul, and hopefully it'll be good for our community as well as they gain more, benefits from work
100%.
and serve them.
Well, they say pressure creates diamonds are created under pressure, right? And that, mate, you are definitely a diamond. And I love doing life and business with you in this space. And for those who don't know, Dave essentially is my right hand man in this space, and we've got a bit of a nickname that we've started calling him. Dave, we've started calling you the executioner. Is that right?
Yeah, I believe so. I was going to throw it in, but I thought I'd just leave it out. I didn't want to scare everyone away.
No, we're not here to top anybody's head off. We're here to
Uh,
to execute and implement, and that's what Dave does. Like I'm the strategy guy, I'm the storyteller guy, I'm the one who will help you to find your voice and amplify it. But Dave is the guy behind the scenes that helps me to with our clients to implement and execute and take action in that space. And I just love the partnership that we've created together, and we really do support and pull off each other and push on each other. But together we run the race well together. It's brilliant to have you here, mate.
yeah. No, it's a pleasure to be here, and I'm just glad I get the opportunity to serve in this community. What
Yeah.
a place to be. And
It
somebody else,
is the big
somebody else
there's the
wants to
big
be.
from the younger brother done shush. I love it.
Yeah, yeah. Got the older one telling the little one to shush, and
Well,
it's
you're a maker right now of being a dad, right? So I think being a dad is one of the sacred responsibilities there to help, especially young men in today's world, to help them to grow up and be leaders of the next generation. And this is what this season's all about. It's all about hero makers, leaders who create other leaders. So, what does that idea mean to you personally, Dave? And why do you think it matters right now in today's world?
wow. Good question. I think that what it means to me is getting the opportunity to, I guess, force myself to grow and become a better person so that I can teach, hopefully, my children to become better people. And I don't mean, richer or, flamboyant or whatever. I mean, a better people in that they're wanting to help others. They're willing to serve others. They're willing to do what it takes, help the old lady across the road, use their manners. Not that they're doing a big
Mm.
deal of that right now, but, use their manners, appropriately in life and just be, good, good Samaritan, so to speak, I suppose. But I think why that's important is because children these days have got so much of an advantage to what we had. Like when I was a
Yep.
child, you either had a push bike if you were lucky, or you'd walk. And every afternoon, you'd walk home from school, and then you'd go and walk to the beach or play soccer with your mates or whatever it was. Nowadays, they come in and they're spent usually on technology a lot of the time, and they've just got so much of what's happening in the world, good, bad, and otherwise. They've been exposed to, and I think we really need to step up and be better leaders to try and help them deal with that and how they can react and respond to that. I mean, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but they really need to learn how to process that and what to do with it because it can be a really bad thing, but it doesn't.
Mm. Yeah, yeah. And so I love that you're helping to really support your family in this space. That's what it's all about for you. And that end of the day. So, how has being a father in today's world help you to step up and be a leader who focuses on creating?
I think just the challenge of being a few years, well, I've got a variety of age children. So,
Yeah.
I sort of had them late to start with. My first one was about 44, I think she was, my daughter, who's now 18 odd, nearly 19. And then a son 5 years after that. And then I was oh, no, about 8 or 9 year gap again between the two of them, the 4 year old. So actually nearly 9 years because the other one's 13. An nearly 9 year gap. So I guess having having to. Oh, I guess probably a better story is losing my job just a bit over a year ago. I guess really forced me into having to work out ways I could, provide. And for the first 6 months, I didn't really do a very good job of that, honestly. And got myself, I guess in my head, not in here. And it took, a lot of help from obviously you guys, the community as well, to get me from here out of here, and obviously, help with showing me how to deal with that and
Yeah, right.
putting me in contact with the right people. And I guess from that experience, and then to I guess where we are now, has sort of I guess taught me the importance of spending that time with their kids. Not that I, sometimes still don't do that very well, but I'm here and I can interact with them.
Well, it's the balance, right? It's the
Yeah.
balance, but I want to come back here to that point that you said that you've just gone through, like you've lost your job in the traditional workforce sense, and so now you're figuring out that messy transitional phase, and the big thing that has supported you through that is community. I want to talk to that heart of that. Like, do you think you would have got through the season that you've gone through lately without community?
No, I would end up going getting a job or worse. There was stages that I sat outside crying, 1 o'clock in the morning by myself, and really had to deep dive and ask myself whether I deserved to be here, whether my kids or family would be better off without me.
Mm,
Honestly, it was that. It got to that sort of stage, and I guess without having faith and community, then I probably wouldn't be here, to be honest, because even in having community and faith, there was many times it was very close, call. And I'm not trying to be dramatic about it. It's just the way it was.
it's reality, and I think especially a lot of Australian blokes. I actually just had an amazing conversation with a fellow in the Sunshine Coast by the name of Patrick Nugent, and he started this whole community that's Fathers for Change. And it's fascinating, especially in this Australian society where blokes, blokey blokes, right? We feel like it's almost portrayed to be weak, to that space, to not share your feelings, to be vulnerable in that space. But there are so many blokes, especially, who are going through life and don't ever give that space to be feel seen, heard, valued, essentially loved in that space. And I know that you went through a journey like that, and you've come out the other side, and you're still coming out the other side of it. But the thing that has helped to build you up and be the person you are today, well, there's several things. What would you say they were? One of them is definitely community. What else would you say?
You and faith. So, obviously being a pastor and being my pastor, I've had to lean on you a lot um, during the process. And then, obviously keep my faith. But I guess the children, uh, you know, even the two that I don't see very often or, haven't seen for over a year now, I suppose, which I only just recently was able to start talking to the boy again over the last few months. And I can understand why he started that group, because it's very tough. I've had to deal with for six years or so, not being able to see my kids and then getting them ripped away and blah blah blah. A whole
Mm,
another story. But being a man, you don't want to show those emotions. But what happens is you actually become angry. Is what I
right.
found. I became angry about it. I wanted to get in the car, and, drive 7 hours and
Well,
sort it out like a bloke, But
right.
luckily, I had a new partner and new wife, and she could sort of, I guess, help me reason with what with the demons that I was fighting. I guess in the initial stages there, and I guess then having a second chance with, the 4-year-old, in that respect, uh, don't get me wrong, I mean, the other 2 kids are still there and cared for deeply. I just don't have the access to them, but him I do, and I just don't want to make the same mistakes I did previously with this one. So,
Yeah.
trying to have that interactive lifestyle or, being forced into that has been, a blessing, but a tough one at the same time.
Yeah, but going through what you're going through right now, and I've heard this said, that most people wouldn't give up their trials and tribulations for anything because it's helped them to be the person that they are today. You know, like you normally wouldn't wish the something on your worst enemy, but are you coming to that space now where you're grateful for everything that you've gone through?
Yeah, definitely grateful for everything that I've gone through,
Mhm.
because I guess the biggest thing was learning how to process it, I suppose. And I guess instead of being angry and hurt, just be grateful that I wake up every day, be grateful that I have access to my 4-year-old every day. And well, at the moment he sleeps in the bed next to me so for night time too. But anyway, that's another story. Yeah. Oh, I am. Yeah, definitely. I feel sorry for him. Lucky he gets to sleep before I do. Otherwise, he wouldn't get to sleep with me snoring. But and just grateful that I'm able to come on and do things like this. Grateful for a relationship that you and I have forged together, and the opportunities that that's presenting to me. And yeah, just I've just learnt, I guess, to appreciate everything that you have, good, bad, or otherwise, as opposed to you know only appreciating the good things. And that's one
Well,
of the
everything's an
big
opportunity
change.
for growth, right? Everything's an opportunity for growth and to help us to challenge us, to help us to step up, to help us to essentially be the person that, or the leader that we wish that we had in our corner and to be that for others. And but more importantly, to be that for our family. I've got 3 young boys. I know you've got kids, and that's the biggest driving force to show them a way that helps leaders create other leaders, and it's such an amazing conversation to be a part of. But let's keep it real here for a second. I know that you've been in positions of leadership in your past job, like as a project manager in the construction space, and I'm sure that you've made many mistakes as a leader that turned out to be your best leadership lesson. What was that? What was that mistake that helped to really sharpen you and help you to step up
Oh,
and
actually, as well. Actually, I guess I don't really. Well, actually, I probably do. I was probably a bit angry because of all the stuff that was going on, in my personal life, and that was coming out in my job. And I got moved from Gladstone down to the Sunshine Coast into a different department. And I thought, yeah, this is great. Closer to my kids, blah blah blah. But I guess the way that I was being a leader was coming through as angry and and me being me being me as a late guy. I just said they were all too soft and they couldn't handle it. But anyway, that didn't work out too well for me. So what
well, I'm
actually
sure
ended
that
up
went down like a lead balloon.
yeah, it did. I was hard nut buttercup. But anyway,
Yeah.
because I'd gone from the out in the field, I guess, into an office environment. The office environment really more precious to me. So and I let them know it. So coming out from the construction, but anyhow, as it turned out, I guess I sort of got an ultimatum. I had to go and do a 360 course and mentoring, or not have a job. I guess so. Yeah, so that I guess that was the mistake, but it actually turned out brilliantly because, well, I think I ended up staying in there for about 12 months. I was actually enjoying it, and just our
So you had to swallow
perspectives.
some pride here and take some tough
Yeah,
love
pretty much.
and quickly pivot and adjust. But in that, you found growth because you lent into
I
it
did.
rather than shied away from it, right?
Yeah, well, at first I thought, oh, what's all this BS? What's this dude trying to do to me? Basically, I don't need this crap, blah
Yeah,
blah
yeah.
blah. But in reality, I did. And when I actually, I guess, opened my mind and allowed it to happen what needed to happen and absorb the information and actually use it as a positive force rather than a negative one, then everything changed. And
Mm.
then when I got I got moved out of the office not because of that. They actually needed me to come back to Gladstone and take over my previous position. But I think everybody sort of got a whole different attitude towards me
Right. So
at first they sort of thought, oh shit, here he comes again. This is going to be fun. But then when I actually started speaking to them and they realized I'd sort of calmed and had a different approach, so yeah, things were a lot better all around. And actually enabled me then to communicate better with them and give them opportunities they previously hadn't had. So
that's
yeah,
such a powerful story on the power of communication and learning to be the thermostat, not the thermometer in the room for starters. But what I love about that story, Dave, is the fact that you had to take a step back and get out of your ego pride space and get out of that closed-minded space and come into it from a different angle, from open heart, from an open mind, and come into it from a space of essentially service, right? And instead of getting rid of the arrogant space. I've been there, I've done that, especially in my 20s, in my youth. I thought I
I
knew
was,
everything in my youth.
well, I guess the construction industry when I first started in it was a lot different to how it has been for the last well, probably 15 years. But either way, like when I started in it, like when I was doing some labouring work initially as a younger fellow, like I did some brickies labouring. If I wasn't going fast enough to go at that brickie and throw a trowel at me,
Yeah,
you can do that these days. That's bullying these days.
and neither should you too, because that was probably classed as almost abuse. But
No, I realize that, but just so coming up from that mindset, I guess it was hard to
yeah,
change, like
yeah.
initially anyway, and it wasn't.
It
It took
seems
a
to me
really
like the pendulum swing has gone too far to the left, too far to the right. And what we really need to do is find the middle ground in this conversation. But I
yeah,
think we're
correct.
getting there. I think we are getting there. And this is why we're doing this, right? Is to facilitate this platform to help leaders step up and essentially leaders to step up and show up and grow up as part of that conversation. Learning to grow up. I know I had to, and I know you've had
I
to,
still
Dave.
am, and I'm 57, so
Right? We never want to lose the inner child part of it, but we do want to, and this is what it comes down to, is we want to learn to love ourselves. We want to learn to love something bigger than ourselves, and we want to learn to love each other. And in that, learning to love yourself part is learning your strengths and your weaknesses. But if you just love yourself, then you just love yourself, right? Without loving somebody else. But learning to love yourself so you can be of service to love others, it's a whole different conversation, right?
oh, for sure. And I guess I was sort of really lucky. I probably give my wife more credit than I probably want to, but anyway, she's uh, she's been the rock, I guess, since she got here and we met. Um, and she flew halfway around the world, I guess, to come here. And then we didn't know each other other than the conversations we'd had, online. But from the difference from like the previous relationship to this one, just in the fact of how I guess she portrayed that a husband should be, as opposed to what the Australian culture, I guess you could say, seeing the husband as were two completely different things. And it was just, I guess, enlightening and challenging, I guess, at first, because I've been
Mm,
brought up in a specific way. But, you know, with her encouragement and all those sort of things, and, that guidance from her, who's younger than me, but probably smarter, she, she's the one who made me realize that, I guess, and push the fact to step up and be a
yeah,
proper father and step up and
no.
be a proper husband.
And be the husband that your wife needs you to be, and your boys need you to be, and
Yeah.
your kids need you to be, right? So, mate, I absolutely love this conversation, and I'm going to love this journey that we're on. We're looking ahead into this season at the Hero Makers. We're going to be interviewing incredible leaders, incredible hero makers as they join us. And so here's what you can come to expect with this season. Each week, we're going to sit down with, hero makers who are experts in their own fields, coaches, authors, podcasters, entrepreneurs, and leaders who are just out there multiplying their influence. You're going to hear their stories. You're going to hear their struggles, just like we've heard today with Dave. You're going to hear their wisdom so you can all take it in, run with it, and become a hero maker yourself. Because this isn't about hustling harder. This is about building smarter, leading well, and raising up the next wave of leaders. That's what Hero Makers is all about. So if you're new here, welcome to our community. Make sure you go hit subscribe, share this with a mate who's building their own leadership journey, and lean in on this season. And if you're ready to step closer into the fire, come join us inside the HeroMakers community, which is our Facebook group, where the real conversations happen and you don't have to do leadership alone. We're building leaders who create other leaders here, and we would love to have you on the journey with us. So, Dave, what are you most excited about with this season to come up here in season 3?
The background noise is in the video at the moment, but other than that, I'm just excited because I know some of the people who will be coming on the podcast, etc. And I know how much wisdom they're going to share, and how it's going to be really a place not to want to miss any episodes of it, because it's going to enable people to get a real different perspective on leadership, I think. And yeah, I mean, just listening to some of these people I've been associated with lately, which I know will speak, on this podcast, it's just incredible. The knowledge and wisdom that they've shared, and the thing is, it's all from experience. Like, it's from experience. There's nobody that fakes it till they make it. They've all been in the trenches. They've all, they've got a story to tell and to share, and some of those stories are just so amazing. So
it's really authentic leadership for sure. So, hey, if you're listening to this and you want to subscribe, you can find us on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. And this episode and our actual whole season has been brought to you in partnership with the Los Angeles Tribune Podcast Network. So thank you very much for your time today, legends. Let's buckle up for season 3. It's going to be an absolute ripper. We'll see you on the next episode.